Hello my friends, we are well into 2025, and since there is no new Hammond collection figures hitting the shelves just yet, I thought I would show my complete Hammond collection as well as my entire Jurassic display. We are basically in like a limbo period since Rebirth is coming out this summer. We're sure to be getting a bunch of new Hammond collection figures. I mean, they already kind of secretly announced or leaked the Spinosaurus. I mean, no official images just yet, but we know that's coming. So until that time, here is the complete Hammond collection, well, at least mostly the complete Hammond collection. I do have all the dinosaurs, but I did skip out on just a few humans. We will start with the display as a whole. Now, if you've been following me for a while or just been keeping tabs with me, then you know that I used to heavily collect Jurassic. I had a lot of the mainline figures, but I have scaled back quite a bit to put most of my focus on the Hammond collection itself. It's just more of a collector's line for me, and I love all the articulation. I do have this beautiful Lost World like banner, like promotional banner. I believe this was in like Blockbusters and stuff like that. I ended up getting that from OfferUp, like an insane deal on that, basically like free. We'll start at the top with our biggest and longest Hammond collection figure, our Brachiosaurus, and then on this top shelf is some vintage Kenner as well as some mainline modern stuff. So we have some Lego figures there, the Spinosaurus from JP3, and then the Toys R Us Bull Rex. I actually got that from Facebook Marketplace for like, I think 10 bucks, something crazy, and I'd been hunting for that for a while. I'm a deal hunter, so if I can get a deal, then I'm gonna wait out for that. And then we have our Bull T-Rexes, some of my absolute favorites, and one of these is my childhood Bull Rex. I ended up getting another one from OfferUp for like, I think 15 bucks, something crazy, but my initials are on my original one. Remember when we used to do that? We used to put our initials on the bottom of our toys. That used to be a thing, and I'm actually happy that I did that because I can tell which one was my childhood version. And then we have the Red Rex as well as the main line Brachiosaurus there. And then here's just kind of a better look at the poster up there. It's actually in pretty minty condition, all things considered. And moving back to this, I still need that like Chaos Hybrid Rexy, but I ain't paying close to $300. I'm gonna try to wait for a deal just like I did with that one. So I guess we'll move into our first shelf, or the first Hammond collection shelf. I do have the banner from that mainline set, When Dinosaurs Rule the Earth. I love that they included that, and it's like soft goods too, it's such a cool piece. I'm so happy that they did that. And then I have some vehicles up here on top of that Comic-Con exclusive set. Some like little, I think those are the Jada Toys, little micro vehicles. And then I do have that Geo Sternbergia figure up top of this Comic-Con exclusive set, which has gone up in value quite a bit, but that tends to happen with exclusive sets like this, even though it is a reprint of our normal Rexy with a brand new figure and some little accessories. And if you haven't heard this set, I'll go ahead and push the button so you can experience what this set sounds like. Sets like this are the perfect con exclusive, and then next to that I have a sealed Dennis Nedry as well as John Hammond. I didn't open them, I didn't feel really a need to. They're pretty similar to the main line, and I do have the Amber collection over there. Just in front of them we have our first gen Rexy that they released, and this one has kind of like a cloudy glass eye, which was kind of common for a lot of those Rexys. They ended up doing running changes and really helped sharpen them and make them look a lot better, but I do have the gen one there, and I do have another one sealed that has the running changes, so if something ever happens to this one, then I'll have a spare just in case. But I'm curious though if they're going to re-release Rexy again and maybe modify the feet down there, make them a little bit smaller. Underneath her we have our first shelf of dinos with Steven Spielberg. Like I said, I do have every single dino from the Hammond collection, but for the longest time the only one that I was missing was the gallimimus. I like dragged my feet on it. I don't know why I did this. This was in the beginning of the Hammond collection when, they were readily available, and then they even went on clearance, and I think I still saw them on clearance, and I was like, yeah, I'll come back, and I never did, and then they went up in value for like 50, 60, 70 bucks. And I was like, dude, I'm definitely not paying for that. So I hoped that I was going to find one on like Facebook Marketplace or like a random loose one or a random sale on eBay or Mercari. And I ended up finding it at like this movie thrift store that we have. So I'm at one of our local movie stores. They have a bunch of stuff, toys, comics, and everything. And here they have the Gallimimus Hammond collection, the last one that I needed. $4.99, baby. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. I can't believe it. There's probably a bunch of other stuff here too. It was a big score and a big win. I definitely lucked out on that one. So just below that shelf, we have a mixture of dinos and humans. This is a great shelf, and I feel like at the end of this year, I'm gonna be close to running out of space for the Hammond collection. I did preemptively set things up to prepare for upcoming figures or upcoming dinos and try to make as much future room as possible. And by doing so, one of the things that helped me is like this acrylic shelf area. I put some command strips, some like 5-pound test command strips on both sides and stuck it to my wall. And I was able to put figures on that, and that worked out really well. It ended up freeing up a lot of space where I can just strictly focus on dinos, except for poor little Owen over there getting eaten by the Pyroraptor. I also put the Carnivore on a riser, so that definitely helped out with some space. But this entire shelf is pretty much all carnivores. And it's crazy to think like how far this line has come with like the paint applications, the sculpting, and like all the fine tuning. Like they've done a crazy good job. And like all of these dinos have like printed eyes, whereas like now they're trying to implement the realistic glass eyes to every single dinosaur, not just like the big ones, but like the small ones as well. These are some of my favorites from the Hammond collection. Despite me not loving Dominion, I still really enjoy these two. And I actually just recently picked up another Therizinosaurus from Target on clearance for like $11, which is crazy. And then we have 2 out of our 4 raptor squads. We have the Atrocioraptor right there, the Pyroraptor eating Owen, and this is just a very solid shelf, and I like the way it's displayed. Below that, we have a much more bare shelf because I'm anticipating figures, and I also put some of my Pokemon binders there for just temporary storage. I have an extra floating shelf up there for some mainline dinos that I really enjoyed from this set. But we do have the Allosaurus, another one of my favorites. It made the top list of 2024. I did put the mainline Nasutoceratops because it goes together pretty well, and I'm hoping that we get a Hammond collection Nasutoceratops as well. But this is pretty bare because there's going to be some awesome figures coming. At the bottom of this bookcase, we have a mixture of some of my favorites. Now, I have 3 of those hybrid Indominus Rex. They all work. I got every single one of those from like either Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp for $25 or less. I got them in like a bundle or just by themselves. And so I don't really need 3, but you know, if they keep popping up for like 20 bucks, 10 bucks, then I'm going to keep scooping them up because they're pretty cool looking and they, you know, had a very short shelf life. And I can always use them for trade in the future. We do have the mainline Bull T-Rex, mainline Allosaurus, and this is a custom like hybrid, you know, Chaos Rexy that one of my friends did, which I still really love. So this is pretty much like a favorites shelf with like a mixture of main lines. And then next to that, we'll cruise over to our second and final bookcase with some more favorites and just a light mixture of different figures. Off to the wings, I do have the Apatosaurus kind of hanging out over my air purifier. And then I have a Jurassic World mat right there, which was, I believe, a Target exclusive. And then moving back to the bookcase, we have a shelf with like a mixture of mainline and some vehicles, which I do need to still pick up that Mercedes-Benz. I didn't get it, and I might be regretting it here soon, so fingers crossed. At the very back, this is a set that I won from Comic-Con in 2019, I believe. I was like filming and asking questions, and I ended up getting like a few of the people sign this set, like Kristen and Raphael, I believe, signed this set, and like a few other people that were working on Jurassic at the time. So that's a pretty cool piece. I'll definitely hold on to it forever, and I won't be selling that. Now we have the Amber collection, the precursor to the Hammond collection. I have every single Raptor that they released, and I have all the humans. My Ellie Sattler is actually with my daughter. She decided to play with that like a few days ago, and I just haven't put it back. But this is every Amber collection figure, and I really did like this line, and it is, you know, kind of crappy that it was short-lived, but you know, it had its issues. There was nothing that was like straight up perfect. I think the only ones that were really, really perfect or close to it was going to be the Dilophosaurus, which happens to be some of the rarest figures. I think they were like fan channels only. Like you can only get them from like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. And now they sell for like $150 sealed, which is wild. But still not as wild as like the Ceratosaurus over there sells for like almost $200 sealed. So crazy things are going on with Jurassic aftermarket. But here's all the Raptors. I really did enjoy them a lot. I loved the male Raptor. I thought they did a fantastic job with this one. I was hoping we were going to get the white one in the future, but it's okay because we have it in the Hammond collection now. And I do like the Tiger Raptor. That was also one of my favorites. And the humans were okay. Their faces were a little hit and miss. Alan Grant was definitely questionable for sure. Muldoon was pretty good. Ian was like in the first wave, and he was actually pretty good, but he also has sunglasses on. Owen was okay. And Hammond was just Hammond. And honestly, Ray Arnold isn't too bad either. I still can't get over like how obscenely green they made that baby T-Rex. Like crazy green. But as a whole, I really liked the Amber collection. I did a lot of good things right, and it had some misses, but I feel like the Hammond collection is what it is today because of this line, and I definitely will not be selling it. I feel like it's going to go up in value quite a bit over time. It's such a cool novelty piece that they tried, and I was happy to be a part of this era. Now we're getting into the final two shelves of the collection, and they are my favorites because they are both designated to the Spinosaurus, my favorite dino. And right here we have our most recent Walmart exclusive extreme damage Spinosaurus with that awesome looking bloody gory zombie like sail, which is so awesome, and it also has that cool feature as well. You know, I was so worried that like this was not going to hit the States whatsoever, and we were going to have just like another Spinogate thing going on because the one before that was canceled, that I started looking at listings in Japan since I import a bunch of stuff already from there, because the promo images had the packaging in Japanese. So I was like, if it's going to hit anywhere first, it's going to hit Japan. And so I ended up grabbing this, and then like a week or two later it hit Walmart stores, but it's okay because the packaging is so cool. It's in Japanese and it's like very unique. So, and then the last shelf is the piece de resistance, my favorites, with more Spinos, mainline Spinos. We do have that new like attack crusher Spino. It has like the poo with the phone, and then I did put those like little Pixar Kevin figures from that Spotlight series next to the Spinos because I thought it was funny with their like little faces. But these are my babies. I still vividly remember walking into Walmart and grabbing this Spino. I actually have a second one sealed because I used to collect, you know, one in packaging and then one loose. So very grateful to still have this Spino. Unfortunately, like the little red goo or like liquid from here actually drained out of it, and that seems to be a common issue with these. Maybe that's why they had such a short shelf life. I don't know, but regardless, still very happy to have this. And then I do have the very first release from the Legacy collection, which was a Target exclusive out here in the States. Never actually hit stores. I think maybe one store had one, but it was like a weird fluke situation. But I ended up getting these online when they sporadically went live, which was also chaos, so stupid, but very happy to have this regardless. And then I do have the Camp Cretaceous Spino, which was available everywhere. It was beautiful. Everybody could get their hands on this, and that was just an awesome, you know, product drop. And I really hoped that the next Spino after that, which got canceled, was going to have that same type of like treatment. And then I have the like little Snap Squad figures, and then the like the basic articulated Spino here as well. But this is my favorite shelf, you know, despite having as many Hammond collection figures, and so it's just a beautiful sight. But that is it, my entire Jurassic and Hammond collection. Like I said, this used to be an extra shelf of figures, but I scaled back quite a bit once the Hammond collection came into play, and then obviously I collect so much other stuff that I had to make room for other things that kind of took priority. But Jurassic was one of the first things that I fell in love with, and that will always have a place in my heart, and I will always still have some collecting nature for Jurassic. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this Hammond collection tour as well as my entire Jurassic display. It's been a lot of fun to put together, and I'm excited to see what 2025 brings us. Make sure you connect with me on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date when new things drop, like the rest of our new Hammond collection figures. I also post toy photography and toy videos. If you did enjoy this tour and you want to see more stuff, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel and lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Until then, collectors, I'll see y'all in the next video.